come and so be one. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Though my feet have come too far for you to tie them to the ground. Can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going now. No turning back around. Can't stop me.
But Apex is pulling him in quickly.
Oh, it's going to be close.
Oh, it's got a dead heat. I think we've got a dead heat.
This is going to work well for Oily again.
Oh, yes, both.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that Corvette is fast.
Look at how many cars are trying to go through here. They're 3 wide coming through. Squiddy's got fed out into the wall. They're 2 wide coming up through the cutting.
Oh, he's making a move on Viking Racer now into the dipper and does it. He's gone around the outside into the dipper. What a move.
Oh, he runs a little bit wide. He's on the grass.
Keep it clean. Come on, Oil, bring it home. It's
Showman's got the run.
Stand finish. Who's going to get it? Showman's got it. Oh, he's just taken out the lead on the
Left side down the hill. Captain's got his nose in front just barely. Oh, he has full trust in him. They're still side by side. Captain takes the position around the outside down the hill.
Around the outside.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to have 3 wide. Adam's going wide. Adam's going deep under the brakes under Rexy. Gets the pass done. Goes Adam from
Fourth to first.
What a move.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Wheel to Wheel for another week. We are in Croatia and the death chicane awaits. That's right, carnage is about to ensue. We're going to go for 2 races. We're going to have a short 6-lap race and then a longer 26-lap race, and it's going to be hectic. We have Untouchables joining me in the commentary booth tonight. How are you, Touchy?
Yeah, good Viper. It's been a while since I've used the tonsils in commentary, so good to be back, and yeah, good to join you in a fairly challenging car and a fairly challenging track combination this week.
Yeah, that's right. Our first week in the Red Bull Juniors and our first time going semi-open wheel racing. This should be really, really exciting, and I think the guys are glad. Some of the guys are glad to be out of the KTM Crossbow and into the Red Bull Junior. I know I am. Wasn't a huge fan of the little KTM, but it's definitely been an adventurous time. But also joining us in with visuals today is Dodgy. How are you, Dodgy?
I am well, Viper. I am chuffed to be here, mate. Looking at these Red Bulls going around, I have been looking forward to this half of the season with these little cars. I think it's going to be very tricky, and this track in reverse, which I think might be a first for us as well, is proving to be quite difficult, especially for those guys who haven't been able to get much prac in the Red Bulls or or at the track itself. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's certainly been a big change jumping from the KTM over to the Red Bull Juniors in off season. There's been plenty of practice happening, and I think all the time for practice is over. I think we need to get these guys out on the track and qualifying straight away. It's going to be a really fun race. That first 6-lap race is going to be absolutely hectic, 6-lap sprint, and we're going to get these guys kicked off right now.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more, Viper. These cars are very tricky, and there's only very few, or about 2 sections across the whole track where mountains of time can be gained or lost. We're looking, the death chicane is the first point, and that centre chicane towards the halfway point of the track. We're looking at your 2 biggest time gainers or time losers, as qualifying is just about to get underway, and we'll as we get into qualifying and get started, as we get into qualifying, we will go through the grid and the regular faces of the top division.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the order to kind of set itself out, and then once we do that, we'll run through the field and see who's going to set a pole time. I think judging by practice early in the week, I think the usual suspects are going to be up there in GOAT and Apex, but Adam and CCH and Showman have all been showing fantastic pace as well.
Yeah, I think this week's going to be, sorry to jump in there, Viper, but I think this week's going to be a good week for the controller guys. A couple of them haven't been reporting too bad on the tyre wear, so I think this will be a nice little win round for the controller guys.
Yeah, the tyre wear in this Red Bull Junior is almost non-existent. So the controller guys, especially guys like Corbin, who is very, very heavy on his tyre wear, are really going to rejoice with this car, because tyre wear is not really going to come into play too much, especially in that first race. But even in the second race, it looks like it's still going to be quite manageable. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, 5-minute quali session for the first race. So I think now is about time to go through the grid, and we do have Super Dragon leading the way in the Team Dodgy Racing Red Bull Junior, followed closely behind by Showman 196 for Scooter Quadrifoglio.
Yeah, we've got CS Pup. He's subbing in for Dale this week for the Damn Hexagons racing entry, followed there by Tombo in the Drive 25 Super Sport. Drive 25 Motorsport entry, looking fantastic in the red and chrome. It's a really nice livery. Done a fantastic job with that one.
And we've already got racing underway with PLE Goat in the CP Motorsports car, followed very closely behind CCH again in the Drive 25 team. And then we've also got Scooter 82 very closely behind, one of the very few privateers up in the top division. And Corbin has already found the wall in the chicane, and I think another one is in the wall there as well, Viper.
Yeah, it looks like the death chicane's taking victims already. Brings Apex Humper up into the little trio of cars there in the third of the Drive 25 Motorsport entries in Division 1, and Adam, as he tries to extricate himself from the death chicane in that beautiful V-Corsa liveried Red Bull Junior, and Squid in the Damn Hexagons entry also coming through there as well.
And then the last of the drivers out on track, we have Seckers 888 for the Scooter Quadrifoglio team, followed by Urgent PD making the step up for Future Studios into the top division. And I think this will be his inaugural appearance in the top division, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it looks like he's subbing in for Zoo, I think. So he's got Zoo's livery on there, so looks like it.
A nice little gift for loyalty in the team. He may not be the most competitive driver out there, and maybe punching above his weight a little bit there, but I think he should be proud of himself just to have the honour and the joy and the privilege to race with some of the faster guys in the league. And I think we've got some of the times popping through already, Viper.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Zekers out on pole at the moment in a 41.8, which is a little bit off the pace of these guys, but you know, tyres need to get warmed up. One of the reasons why these Red Bulls don't wear tyres is because they take a long time to heat up, so it can take a couple of laps even for the soft tyres to get up to temp. So we should see the times start to fall in the next couple of laps. Oh, Seckers runs wide there out into the marbles. That's going to take some time out. Apex with a 41.9, a little trio of cars here with Apex, Tombo and Showman there. Sorry, Apex, is that yeah, that's Apex.
think it might be Goat.
Yeah, Apex, Goat, and
Scooter.
All there. Yeah, nose to tail.
Seckers just went wide out in the grass after the centre chicane, and I think he found the wall and found himself with a little bit of damage. No, he escaped damage, but doesn't do any favours for his second lap.
Oh, someone's way out in the weeds into the last corner onto the straight. Who's that? That was Goat. That's going to put 2 laps in the bin.
Tombo flies all the way up to second spot, under a tenth of a second. Our top 3 guys separated by less than a tenth of a second.
Yeah, I'll quickly run through the grid here. We've got Seckers on pole, followed by Tombo, Apex, Showman, Goat, Scooter, Dragon, with another great effort there with making his recent Division 1 debut. CS Pup there with 8th, good showing from him. Urgent, CCH, and Squid, and Adam. And then we have, surprisingly,
2 people that need to cross out.
Yeah, I think we may have met. I'd have forgotten to cross out with a little bit of last-minute practice there. So you'll see both me and Viper on the grid, but don't expect us to join in on the fun. We have our own races to attend to later on this evening.
Apologies for that.
But a couple of guys out of place, I think, in CCH for Drive 25, Squiddy for the DM Hexicans, and Adam V10 his own privateer team. A couple of those guys are a little bit out of place and a little bit off pace. So this first race is going to be a bit of a challenge for them, trying to gain some positions out on track.
Who are we going to kick off with, fellas? What about Goat back in 5th?
Yeah, he'll be making a big push to the front very quickly, I would imagine. So that'd be a good call, I think.
Yeah, it'll give you someone to talk about, Viper.
Yeah. Trying to commentate curse my team leader, is that what you're trying to do?
Finding Goat as well, a little bit out of position on in 5th place. And 5 lights are on. And lights out and away we go. Race 1.
Goat.
Let's go. Goat's jumped the start. Well, I didn't even have to speak about him, and the commentating curse has already happened.
Oh, that is very unusual for for someone in Division 1 to miss the start and jump the start. And Goat is Tokyo drifting his way around the first corner. That's not the fastest way to go, mate.
As we get through the first chicane, are we going to see death, or are we going to see everyone behave themselves? So we're good so far. Just like holding your breath through there. It's terrifying with the 70 cars so close together, but it looks like all the guys have shown their class and gotten through the chicane cleanly.
Yeah, I think the only one to suffer a little bit of damage was Urgent PD down in the back of the field. But most of the guys just finding a little bit of wall on the exit through the middle part of the chicane. Corbin as well picked up a tiny bit of damage, but he's somehow lost that now. Careful touching the grass on the exit there. Oh.
Showman around the outside of Apex. Tucks back in. Tries to undercut. Oh, there's been a touch. Oh, Showman makes the pass stick. And
Scooter is going to pick up the win.
And
this is just
Dragon
enticing.
Down the inside.
Oh,
and
no,
Apex is... Oh, she's getting absolutely harassed by everybody. This is tight racing.
I will happily admit that I wasn't expecting good racing from these cars, but I will eat my words because the guys in Division 1 are doing an awesome job.
Dragon
First
just
up in.
Big commitment down on the brakes into turn 1. Certainly gained some confidence from that Division 1 podium from last week, and he's really showing these guys that he belongs up here in this division.
We're going 3 wide into the chicane.
4 wide, 5. There's 5 cars together. Is everyone through? Oh, there's some wall grazing, but it looks like everyone's made it through more or less.
And Corbin again, he's found the wall. Again, was that a bit of friendly fire there from Apex?
maybe. But Squiddy in there as well now, harassing Apex. Showman. So it looks like now that Adam and Dragon have moved away from that group and have broken away, and it looks like Adam, Showman, Apex and Squiddy are now all, and Goat as well, are kicking off hostilities as, oh no, Squiddy runs wide in the grass. It's this track is just so easy to catch yourself out on this track. It's one little wheel in the wrong place and it's severe consequences.
And this will be doing wonders for Urgent PD down in 12th spot. He's just running his own race, running his own line, and he's managing to keep up with these guys because they are fighting that hard for the minor positions. So this will be doing a lot of confidence, a lot of wonders for his confidence if he is double stinting later on tonight in his own division.
Certainly will bring him some confidence, but jumping up to the front, it's like Seckers is out to a just over half-second lead over Tombo, and then it's almost 2 seconds back to Scooter on the third step of the podium.
So we're going to need to get back to 4th and 5th because there's too wide action again.
And then the group of misfits all carrying on here with some very, very close racing.
Showman into the wall. And
Adam takes it wide. Trying to get the run up the hill.
Goat very slowly making his way back up through the field. He's now back into 7th spot. Still yet to match his qualifying position of 5th, but the way he's going, quite a possibility that he'll find himself back into 5th place really soon.
Yeah, with some clean air and not fighting with anyone, I would expect Goat to catch up to these next 3 drivers fairly quickly. But Dragon again doing a great job in 4th place, holding off Adam and Apex with a very fast approaching PLE Goat.
And I'm really wanting to talk about these cars, but the action we've got on track so far, I might have to wait. We might have to wait until the second race when it's a little bit quieter, because there's Seckers almost looking like he was about to drive into the pit wall.
Tombo's right on his hammer now, coming down into turn 1. Is he going to? No, he backs out of it. Now we've got a very close race for first here. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to get the run out of the chicane? Go wide, flick it through, aggressively flick it back in direction, and then pin it all the way through to the exit down to the hairpin. It's a white knuckle ride through there if you get it right, and if you get it wrong, it's absolutely devastating. It looks like Tombo making a run up the hill. Surprising with these cars, the draft effect is not as effective as perhaps other cars are.
Yeah, Tombo all over the gearbox there, the Quadrifoglio car in 1st place. Those guys, as well as Scooter 82, have been able to benefit from clean air, no battling, and have really broken away from the rest of the field. And I think that's going to be our top 3 towards the end of this race, bar any sort of major incidents from those guys.
Yes, the death chicane has always got to have its say. So it only takes a wheel in the wrong place, and you can go from first to last really, really quickly. So Tombo moves to the outside. He's got a great run down the straight. Looks like he's going to clear Seckers into the Seckers deep under brakes. Holds him out there.
Adam V10 again. Adam V and Apex around the outside of Dragon down to turn 2.
Who's going to give it up? They're too wide into the chicane. Who's going to lift? Tombo decides that discretion is the better part of valor and will let Seckers go through there. But there's still 1 lap to go. I don't see that happening on the next lap. But as these guys fight, Scooter is closing in as well. So it's going to bring him into the equation.
Might have to come back down to 4th place, sorry Viper, because it's ended up being a 5-way battle pack. Dragon finding the wall through the middle of the chicane, and we're now 5 cars deep into the battle for the first place off the podium for the final lap and a half of this race.
Adam's into the wall. He's around. He's gone. Just ran wide in that grass and clipped the wall.
And I think Apex maybe should have eased up on that. Might need to give up some track position for that one. I think Apex may have helped Adam be around, from my view. I'll let that one up.
That one might be heading to the steward's room. We'll let those guys sort that out. That's for sure.
Poking his nose in there behind Dragon now.
And we've got Goat, Dragon and Showman all pushing each other down through the front straight for the final lap. Goat down the inside, big move. Can he hold it? Does he get the run? Oh, Dragon, I think just a bit of exit curb slip into the side of Goat. And that'll, Showman and Goat going to go too wide. No. Showman decides to pull out.
Oh no, Tombo spun
Tombo!
It. No! He's on for such a good result too. It's
middle of the track. Oh, Apex almost collecting him.
He's going to be absolutely furious with himself. Tombo will be there. That's a devastating result there.
And almost a bit of almost a bit of inter-team casualty there with Tombo sideways on the racing line and Apex not sure which way he was going to go. Lucky Apex chose the right way.
But, that leaves the victory lane clear for Seckers to come through and take race 1. And Scooter will follow him in there. Great result there for Scooter in the privateer entry. Apex, after having a really poor round at Bathurst, is going to bring it home on the podium.
And Goat's got a bit of a run on Dragon here, come to the line.
Can he get it done?
He's going to get it done easy. He's going to get it done easy on Dragon.
Yes.
And it only took 6 laps for Goat to make 1 net position.
Yes, but he minimises the damage to Apex, which is very important championship-wise. I think Dodgy may have a championship ladder there that he can flick up for us to have a look at, and we can see just how close this Division 1 title is running at the moment.
I certainly do. We'll have a quick gander at the results from this race, and then I'll flick over to that leaderboard for you. Okay, so there's a result screens up there. Seckers with a 10 minutes 19 seconds. That seems a little slower than I've seen them doing during the week. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, definitely. The pace is a little bit off there. The track might be a little bit slippery at this time slot. But it's definitely a little bit off the pace. But there was a lot of fighting going on, so it's it might just be a matter of them not being able to clear out and do some clean running.
Yeah, I think not being able to see the forest from the trees that first race, I would put to the slower lap times for the 6 laps, but still to run 41s and 42 or high 41s and low 42s for 6 laps straight around this track is pretty good. Still pretty good pace.
Okay, we've got a Div 1 leaderboard up there now, fellas. That's just keep in mind these leaderboards are showing the top 8 out of 10 races because we do have drop rounds in wheel to wheel. Have you got one of those in front of you there, Viper?
No, negative,
no?
but
okay.
I cannot see it.
What
if you want
we've
to run
got
through
so
it, that'd
far,
be great.
absolutely. What we've got so far is Goat in the lead. The top three are Goat, Apex, and KZ, and we've got nigh on 300 points difference between the top three. Sorry,
Probably
Touchy.
a big thing to note there with that top three is Apex is the only one there without any penalty points, so they will probably play into factor towards the end of the season when points become all the more valuable. So that's a big thing to note there from Apex.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a few down there. I mean, you can see in position 4, Sekka's fielding the most amount, which is costing him a pretty penny at the moment. But we've got Sekka's in 4th, Scooter, Tombo, Corbin, Dale, and you'll see my name's down there, but that's because I am paired up with Dragon to we co-drive, so it's his turn to drive this week. Then we've got Zoo, Squiddy, Adam, and missing tonight down there in 13th is Captain Lowside. So I know Cap's been pretty busy out there of late, and unfortunately we haven't got a stand-in for him in tonight. But hopefully we see him back next week. So
Yeah,
what I might do now, fellas, before we, just to get it out of the way, before we lead into this big 26 lapper ahead, is I might just run some ads. And I will see you on the flip side in about 2 minutes.
No worries.
Cheers, boys. See you shortly.
Scrub again with Easy Clean. Whether it's the shower or bath, grouting, patio, or even the kitchen sink, Easy Clean's advanced surface treatments restore, protect, and seal surfaces, reducing your cleaning time by up to 90%. With their lifetime guarantee, you can restore your surfaced areas to their original sparkling condition with effortless ease. Call 1300 146 136 or visit easyclean.com.au today. That's EZICLEEN.com.au. Easy Clean today for an easier clean tomorrow.
I'm a gamer, a foodie, a boss lady. I am sporty, outdoorsy, outspoken. I am fashion. I am old-fashioned. What I am not is the same. But none of us are. We are all individuals with unique interests, needs, and goals.
We believe that everyone should have the right to live the life they want for themselves.
Whether it be exploring the world,
Dog walking,
or binge watching their favorite show.
So instead of searching for the things that we do the same,
Let's champion the things that set us apart.
Because we're not innovating for disabilities.
We're innovating for individuals.
And thank you guys, we appreciate the sponsorships, we appreciate your support. We can't get this content out there without you, so it's always great to show some love to our sponsors. Now we get set for 26 laps, and there is only one tyre available, so soft tyre only available. It's can you push it? Can you push the 26 laps on one set of soft tyres? going to be a question that we're going to have to get answered very quickly. But I think we should get these guys off and running as soon as we can, and get racing.
I think it's time to let the guys out. We've got 10 minutes of quali, so should be able to get a few more laps in this time around. Fuel and tyre, fuel definitely not going to be an issue. These cars don't burn that much fuel. Tyres, I believe tyres again, maybe not so much of an issue in my limited running throughout the week. I've been able to do longish stints without warranting the need of going into the pits. So I think the guys in the pit garages are just going to enjoy kicking their feet up and watching the race.
Yeah, if someone does make a pit stop, they might have to get him out of the trailer and wake him up, because I think you might be right. But some of the more heavy tyre wear guys, you never know, they might want to run in for a set of softs towards the end if they're feeling the car's getting a bit squirmy and a bit dangerous, to get through some of these tight little corners here.
Yeah, and just the thing to note on the car, and maybe Dodgy could elaborate for us towards the end, you can usually guarantee one or two things when it comes to racing cars, that if they're low on power, they're going to have fairly good mechanical grip, or if they're going to be higher on power, a little bit faster, they're going to be better on the aero grip sort of things. And I've noticed again with this car, it sort of lacks both. It's not fast enough to have any sort of aero grip attached to it, but then it's also the tyres underneath it can't sort of manage the mechanical grip. Would that be a design of the car, or could that be the physics playing into the game? Maybe Dodgy, you could probably elaborate on this a bit more for us, having some real world racing experience under your belt.
Mate, I never touched an open wheeler other than a lap or two in a Formula Ford, and I can tell you I would have absolutely no damn idea, because I am not an engineer. I just get in and steer. That's simple.
Never a truer answer was given by a race car driver.
I do like a little rhythm on the end there, but Viper, would you agree with what I'm sort of saying? Have you noticed maybe a lack of both mechanical and aero grip in these cars with your lap times?
I think the mechanical grip issue, I think it's just the fact that it takes so long for the tyres to warm up. Once the tyres warm up, the grip's actually not terrible, but it takes a long time for the tyres to get up to temperature, and that's why there's very little tyre wear. And the aero grip, yeah, absolutely, there's very little aero grip, and trying to drive one of these cars close together is the aero wash coming off the back of the car. It does make them really understeery if you're following close behind someone. So yeah, it's a little bit inconsistent in the way that it's working, but it is making for good racing, that's for sure.
There's no doubt about that, and I think as we get further and further along into this season, I think everyone will sort of get their head around the car and find the best way to lap it around. I think we're still seeing a little bit of practice out there on track. A few guys just maybe being a bit too heavy on the throttle out of some of the traction zones.
Well, we've got Seckers coming up to the line. Seeing as he won the last one, why don't we jump on board with him, and maybe one of you gents can talk us around the track?
It's going to be all you, Viper.
Okay. So we'll come down to the first corner here, braking about the 100, tip it in. Most guys are tipping in second, changing into third. Then you come out of here, run up on the curb. You get all the way over to the right as hard as you can, right up against the wall. Come over to this little curb here, and then lift a little through the first part of the chicane, and then back on the gas as fast as you can. run over the ripples, down to about the 75 on the brakes and turning at the same time, which can be very tricky. Feather the corner, onto the gas, up the hill. Very important run up this hill, can really suck lap time if you get that corner wrong. You've got to come up here, you've got to watch this curve on the outside, it can really unsettle the car. Hold this flat, lift through this corner, down to 4th, try and clip the apex here on the gas as soon as you can to get the run up the hill. And then brake about the 75, cut the corner if you want to, it can get through there pretty easily. Watch the exit curb, it can be scary. Up the hill, brake around about the 75, into 3rd, hold it right over to the left as hard as you can, and then flick it back to the right on the gas. And then you've got your flat out run to the line where you want to just keep it over to the left to shorten the track. And that's a lap around Seaside in reverse.
What's he get? Does it bring him up? Look at that.
41.6. It's yeah, very technical little track here. It's a very short track, but there's lots of technical areas where you can lose significant time.
I agree with you, Viper. On paper, it looks like a very simple, easy, triangular shaped track to run through, but when you put wheels on the tarmac and get yourself out there, it is quite technical with how you need to approach some of the corners.
Oh, someone, is it Tombo? No, it must be Apex, just went sideways through the chicken.
Jagan and Showman up the front of the field battling a little bit, forcing Showman to pull out of his lap. Now it's Sekka's turn to try and get past Super Dragon.
Goat just got caught up with Corbin through the chicane there. I think it's cost him time. He was purple. We'll have to see when he comes through the second sector whether he's up or not.
Do you reckon these guys are trying to chase a bit of toe, Viper, knowing
I don't think so. I don't think there's a lot of...
Goat's on the grass.
Yeah, that's not going to do his lap time any good. I don't think there's enough straight here, I mean, apart from the first straight, but the slipstream on these cars seems to be almost non-existent.
Dragon's lost it as well. He's gone off in that last chicane. Sorry, Viper.
That's okay.
They all seem to be relatively bunched up for the fact that there isn't a lot of area for drag. I've noticed that Goat has pulled off and has sort of let the field drive by, so I think Goat's sort of taken the right idea just to sacrifice this lap and give himself a bit of clear air and be able to run his lines outside of everyone else. A few guys in the stream have noticed that the cars are jumping around a little bit. We do apologise for that. We aim to try and fix that with the tools we have at our disposal.
It's unfortunately mostly out of our control, but we try and get the best product out that we can. It's I think the reason why most of these guys are bunching up is just because it's a short track. I mean, there's not a lot of space out there. But if you can find some clean air, I think it's probably beneficial. As Goat goes purple through the first sector.
Yeah, I think Goat's on here for a very good lap, being off the pack a little bit and finding himself some clear air. I don't know what the wind's doing for these guys at the moment. About a 4 metre a second wind going up towards the top of the track, so gives them a small push up the hill.
Yeah, that'll be a headwind into the main straight, so it might be causing some slightly slower times. Showman comes across the line. Is he going to improve? No, but he still remains second. So looks like the Scuderia Quadrifilio guys are getting the job done at the moment.
I'm on board here with Goat through the final complex of corners. He lost his purple lap time through from sector 1 through to sector 2. He is up on his personal best. He's about to cross the line, probably mid 41.8, so does improve his PB, does not get the purple time though.
Probably not going to get another lap in with only 30 seconds left in the quali, and he's pulled over to the side, so
anyone
doing some practice starts maybe, or maybe they're having a conversation out the window in VR. You never know.
Looks like Seckers and Showman are running on with their laps, trying to beat the clock. Seckers with a 41.4. Missed the second split time as I jumped on board with him, as the timer ticks over now and Seckers is going in through the final complex of chicane.
Yeah, these two guys will just get their laps in by the looks of it. 30-second overrun on the quali clock, so these guys may, Seckers definitely will. Looks like Showman might be a bit touch and go.
And no improvement from either driver, unfortunately, but just good to get that extra lap of running in.
Yeah, it looks like Seckers has taken pole there with Showman in second place, followed by Goat in third, Tombo, Scooter, Corbin, Adam, Squid, Apex down in ninth. That's a bit of a shock. CS Pup doing a great job with his Division 1 debut, Dragon and Urgent down there who's subbing in for Zoo. So that's our grid as we get this race underway. We've got, looks like they're being held for quite some time here. 1 light, 2, 3, revs are coming up. And we're off, green light racing, we're away. Now this is a flat out start here. These guys should be fairly even. This car is just a flat out first gear launch.
Corbin finding a bit of grass through the kink, coming into turn 2.
As Tombo and Goat are nudging each other on the straight there. Looks like Goat's filed into 4th place as Tombo's picked up the position on the start. Go through. Has everyone gotten through cleanly? No, looks like has Goat. Yes, Goat's been spat out.
A little bit all over the place, and a half-second penalty for all his troubles as well.
Wow, and Adam's around. He's stopped it from looping, but he has definitely lost a whole heap of time there. It looks like Goat has been the one to come off worst in that exchange.
Yeah, Goat really like to, he's really liking to give himself a bit of a challenge this round. He hasn't sort of made anything too easy on him, as Corbin is out in the grass, and he has done very well to hold it. And then down the inside on CJ Pup, he's also picked up half-second penalty though, Corbin, so maybe thinking better of that, and I would fight your battle another day, Corbin.
Yeah, these guys are going to lose quite a significant amount of time. That half-second penalty is going to be burnt on the straight. It's going to mean they're going to probably drop back a position or two.
I'm on board with Urgent PD. I'll see if he goes in for the pass. Back in 11th, and he is trying to make the move. Goat's also going to go around the inside. Makes the move stick, so Goat back up to 9th, Corbin back down to 10th. I think if I was in Corbin's cockpit here, I would just try and hitch onto the back with Goat and try and build very slowly back up towards the front of the pack.
So we've got Seckers running away with this one slightly at the moment. He's almost out to a 1 second lead over his teammate Showman, who's playing tail gunner. and keeping Tombo at bay, followed there by Scooter and Apex up to 4th after an ordinary qualifying, but he's had a great start to the race. Was actually just popped down to 5th as Scooter's just made the pass, and Squiddy in 6th. So Dragon there following him, and then 8th is Goat and CS Pup, as it's starting to get a bit messy down the back here.
They're just clipping that grass again. Might need to get on to the track builders and get to chuck a bit of curbstone on the exit there for us.
Yeah, a bit of ripple strip there might not go astray, but Adam bringing up 11th place and Urgent down in 12th. Adam trying to recover after his initial spin on lap 1. So that's how the field lies at the moment. It's, as Showman puts in the fastest lap with a 1:41.5. I think that's probably the fastest lap we've seen to date. I think that's even faster than qualifying time. So,
yeah, definitely on par with what they're doing in quali. I think this will be 24 more odd laps of qualifying pace. I don't think these guys will be looking to take it too easy.
It's it's definitely, the pace is definitely coming up as Scooter runs wide there and then gets tapped by Apex on the inside and then gets spun. I think that one might be heading to the steward's room there.
And so, I think Apex knows he's done wrong this time around, and he's unfortunately he's had to ease off and get those positions back, and the position to Scooter as well.
Yeah, nice redress there. That's great sportsmanship to see. Unfortunately, happens on occasion, but that's good to see. Apex showing some class there,
and big gap between the top 3 to the rest of the field, about nearly 4 seconds at the moment. So top 3 guys are sort of driving away with it, and Tombo's doing really well.
I guarantee you, as Dragon just absolutely mangles the last chicane and ends up on the grass, that's unfortunate. He was doing very, very well there, but Squid will be in that VR headset wondering how the hell did I end up in 4th place. He's having a great run in this race.
He's found himself in a bit of no man's land after that little trip off the road from Dragon. So he's about 4 seconds behind the top 3 and about 2 seconds ahead of Goat.
And a rampaging Goat is coming up quickly behind him. And I don't think it'll take too long for Goat to... apologies for the... we've got Squiddy happening to be in as Untouchable said, a little bit of no man's land there, but Goat catching quickly. And if those guys can work together, if Squiddy can latch onto the back of Goat, he might be able to make some inroads into Tombo's gap there.
Squiddy might be in luck here because you got Corbin, Pup and Dragon. They were in their own battle pack of 3. A little bit wide from Pup through the centre chicane. Has brought the other 3 of Scooter, Apex and Adam into play. So there's a bit of a battle pack for 6 here. 6 guys going for 6, or 5 guys going for 6, sorry. No, it is 6 guys. I've forgotten how to count.
Adam's getting back onto the back of the pack there, so it'll be 6 guys very soon.
It's 6 guys going for 6th spot, with Goat is already onto the back of Squiddy. So where Goat has found this pace, who knows?
That will be the red-eyed monster, I would imagine. I think after that first incident in the chicane on the first lap, I'd say Goat will be seeing red and looking for a good result here.
And
Squiddy clear Squid.
Yeah, Squiddy defending that position well into the centre chicane, telling Goat, no, you may not pass here. You can wait until a better section of the track.
We'll see if Goat can get a run up the hill. He's got a good exit. Is early on the gas. It looks like he's getting the run, but again, these cars just very hard to overtake on a straight line unless the other guy makes a mistake. So they just seem to stick side by side and not be able to have any significant advantage, which is good, because I mean that's what single make racing is all about.
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of reading and research on the car before broadcast this evening. The Red Bull Juniors are a little bit of a play on the Formula 3 category, so low power, low downforce means for good racing, and if anyone watches Formula 3 in the real world, they should be fairly familiar to this sort of racing. Fairly more or less close to pack racing, as we see Tombo go purple again by almost another tenth of a second. Tombo really finding the pace in his Drive 25 car.
Yeah, very interesting to note that although this car looks like it would have a lot of downforce, it actually does not. I mean, it looks very aerodynamically sophisticated, but it seems like the developers have made them look one way but behave another. So very interesting to note that as Goat sticks it down the inside, he's going to force Squid wide and get the pass done. Very nice move there by Goat, just placing his car nicely in a position where Squid had no choice but to let him pass.
And CCH back down in 6th spot has managed to break away from the pack of 6, and while I was saying that, Scooter Age 2 as well was able to climb up past CJ Pup up the hill and has found himself in 7th position.
Apex has had some kind of incident as he runs wide and flips the wall. Dragon as well.
Dragon going mowing in the Dodgy racing car. Dodgy. Didn't realise Dodgy Racing was sponsored by a lawn mowing company.
Looks like Rallycross is not the forte of the Red Bull Junior, but Apex looks like he has had some kind of situation there and he's dropped all the way back to 11th. So whether that's a hardware failure or he's made a mistake as he runs wide on the exit and nearly loops it again.
I think it might be because his wheels aren't turning.
Yeah, that could be it. The Drive 25 livery does have pseudo wheels on there with the Hybrid Ag logo, their major sponsor, in the center of the wheel, and it does look great, but it is a bit odd when you see a car going around the circuit and the wheels not turning around. But when it's standing still, it looks great.
Maybe one for Adrian Newey to follow up on for us. But, the
wheels
top
that
three,
don't turn, the next innovation in Formula 1 technology.
And the top three have found themselves to be pretty much even Steven in gap with each other, about 2 or 3 tenths across the board for those guys. Seconds making.
How is there still grass there?
We will find out later on this evening, Viper, but Seca's having a little bit of a moment through the centre chicane there, brought Showman nearly to go down the inside. The driver I am willing to watch for the next 20 odd laps is going to be PLE Goat. That gap is 7.3 seconds as he comes out of the chicane going through the final kink. Be very interesting to see if he can close that gap. I am going to say maybe it's a big ask.
Tombo makes a move on Showman down into turn 1. Great move under brakes there. That's split up the Scooterilla Quadrifilio drivers, and hopefully no more rear gunning action there for Seckers, and Tombo might be able to have a word to the other Quadrifilio driver and make amends for that the mistake that he made in race 1 after being on track for a really good result.
Well, he's managed to get past the lap counter which he did it on, so good things are going Tombo's way at the moment.
Just want to have a look, run through the field quickly, just keeping an eye on fuel and tyres. Everyone looks to be around about the same except for Squid. Squid's tyres are looking phenomenal. So Corbin there with no prizes for guessing who has the worst tyre wear. We know every week it's going to be Corbin. I
have noticed that VR, you tend to keep your tyres a bit better.
Yeah, Adam also showing very good tyre wear, and I believe he's another VR runner as well, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, so the VR guy's getting a bit of an advantage. I think Pup is a recent VR convert as well.
I'm not sure on that one. Apex is another one.
Yeah, the CS Pup's tyres and Apex's tyres are also looking really, really good, as well as Dragon. As he,
well, see, that's an
anomaly. That might have something to do with him just constantly driving on the grass.
Yep,
but that's also another way to keep your tyres from wearing out. It's an urgent PD. They're also looking to have really good tyre wear, but lap times are a little bit down on everyone else's. But yeah, very consistent, but a little bit down. So not pushing the tyres quite as hard as some of the front runners. But
he's putting
from Showman.
He's putting in a good show for Zoo, getting him some points that will most certainly be well deserved and well needed as we come towards the end of the season for the future studio guys, and also some good practice for his race proper later on tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely putting in a good showing for the team, and definitely gonna do them proud in the team championship, collecting some points that otherwise would just go astray. So big props to the driver there for putting his hand up and making the jump up for this week.
And I can speak from experience. I have also filled in for the Div 1 for a Div 1 driver in the past, and it does bring out the best in you. You do find a few extra tenths that you didn't think you had in you when it comes to racing with these guys. If you're able to follow them even for a lap or two, you just find that you can brake a little bit later, you can get out of the corner a little bit quicker, and you can find your apex a little bit better when it comes to racing with these guys.
So the gap between Showman and Goat is now under 7 seconds, so the gap is definitely coming down, but we just have to wait and see how quickly. But looks like Seckers is maintaining that sort of 8 tenths to 3/4 of a second gap between first and second, and Tombo and Showman seem like they're behaving themselves at the moment, but if we give it a minute, I'm sure they'll resume hostilities.
I did see a purple sector 1 from Goat, Helio Goat. Missed by how much, but don't know when Tombo did this, but he pulled the marker down again to a 41.2, so I think the weather conditions have sort of set in for maybe a high 40 or a very low 41, maybe a very high 40 if someone's very lucky.
Yeah, as the fuel level goes down and the tyres start to be in the optimal temperature window, I'm sure we're going to see maybe even a high 40, but we'll have to wait and see as we stick on board with Goat to see. He's up on his personal best, but wasn't purple through the second sector. See, he goes through sector 3. The gap is definitely dropping. 41.4. It's not bad. Showman and Tombo back at it again.
I don't think that gap's dropping quick enough though, Viper, and I think Goat will be counting on maybe 1 or 2 mistakes from the battling Showman and Tombo a bit further up the track, whether he can see them going side by side or wheel to wheel. As Squiddy has found the wall through the death chicane, so they are not helping him out there.
It would have gotten a great view of the advertising banner. But all that battling has done is given Seckers a bit of a buffer, and has dropped the gap down to almost under 6 seconds. Though Tombo and Showman, if they start fighting it out, that's just going to open the window for Goat to close that gap even faster. And with still over half race distance to go, there's still a chance for...
Adam V's dropped it on the grass back in position 10. Out of the centre chicane. He's found the grass. I think he's found the wall because he's done a nice little 360 pirouette. Can't see any damage.
Showing damage, so he might have kept it off the wall, but he's definitely looped it. Looks like Apex and CS Pup are in a battle for 8th and 9th position here.
Apex going to be made to go around the long way round.
Tucks it back in. Tries to get a bit of help from the slipstream that doesn't really exist in these cars.
Watch for a big move down the inside here into turn. No, I was fully expecting Apex to make a big late move down the inside into turn 2.
Oh no! Oh, we've done it again. Oh no! Commentator's curse has struck again.
I think that is the fault of Apex not taking my words of wisdom and making a move down the inside there of CJ Pup.
I'm sure we're both going to get personal messages from Apex this week.
In good news, that gives Dragon someone to battle with for the second half of this race.
Yeah, Adam down there as well. So those 3 guys might just end up racing with each other down there in 9th, 10th and 11th. But CS Pup giving a great account of himself up from Division 2 as he just touches the grass there. But yeah, giving himself a great account up here in Division 1, filling in for Dale. So another great opportunity for a driver to come up and visit in Div 1 for a week.
Goat's out. Goat just left the room.
Oh, that must be a that must have been a disconnect. The engine failure, disconnection. That's what we kind of call it in virtual racing when your internet drops out.
I call it Goat picking up his PS4 and throwing it at the wall.
Yeah, that could be it.
Nah, Goat's not like that at all.
I could not see what was going on for Goat to lead the lobby. He was closing the gap between these top 3 up the front, so I was starting to eat my words a little bit, but now that Goat is gone, there is a unlucky 13-second gap now to Corbin, who is managed to find his way up into 4th position just out of consistency. Although having said that, the front tyres have definitely seen better days for that Drive 25 car, and
half race distance to go. It's going to be a big ask.
If he can get away with 4th position with the guys he's got coming up after him in Scooter 82 and Squiddy, I think that'll be a very good win for Corbin. And Tombo has also lost 2nd place to Showman as well, somewhere through the final sector of the track.
Yeah, it must have been some kind of mistake there by Tombo, or Corbin, or Showman has made a move. But not very many places to get past in that part of the track, as Tombo gets right back onto the back of Showman and those guys are going to start swapping places again, I think. It's
And
good
we are
overtaking opportunity down into...
CJ Pup is in the pits as well. Sorry, Viper, but CJ Pup in the pits, half race distance.
Obviously feels that he can't get there with tyres. So that's really interesting to me, because he had one of the best tyre wear indicators of the whole field. So that's very interesting.
He's come out behind Dragon, about 4 seconds behind Dragon. He was behind Squiddy, wasn't he? He was in between Squiddy and Apex. I can't see what he's going to gain from this, unless he thinks he can run some really hot lap times with a lower fuel count or a lower fuel quantity in his car. I can't see what he stands to gain with this.
Let's got to have a quick look at his lap times. His lap times were dropping pretty drastically in the last few laps, so maybe he just was losing confidence on the tyre and decided he needed a new set. So he clips more grass. It's like the fastest growing grass on the planet, that stuff. It gets run over and then it's grown back by the time the car comes past.
Yeah, watch out, Canturf.
Yes. It's Seckers looks like he's in full control of this race at the moment. He's out to a 1.5 second gap over his teammate Showman, with Tombo half a second back, and then a growing gap back to Corbin, 14 seconds, but Scooter catching him quickly.
Yeah, those tyres are seeing a lot worse for wear.
I don't see Corbin getting to the end of the race on those tyres, man. I really don't.
I think he knows he can't go in for a pit stop, because the time loss versus the time gain is not worth it. And I think if he was to go into the pits, that window has passed by about 4 or 5 laps now, if not more. He is used to driving on much more worn rubber, rims,
Yes.
compared to other guys in the league. But yeah, you're right. Those tyres aren't going to last too much longer, and I think it is going to be a very big battle for him to maintain even 4th and maybe even 5th position, with Squiddy, the likes of Squiddy and Scooter chomping down on his gearbox.
Apex 13 seconds back from so what have you got? Apex about 15 seconds back from Scooter. If his tyres get towards the end of their life, towards the end of the race, that he could even be in trouble of dropping back to, 8th or 9th. But we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds. That's the great thing about these longer races. There's plenty of interesting things to happen.
And goes bad to worse for Corbin as Squiddy puts in his personal best lap on lap 15. Just manages to break the 42 barrier. That's about 4/10 faster than Corbin's last lap.
Yeah, and Secker's up the front doing 41s for fun, and just driving away with this at the moment. It's Tombo's looking good tyre-wise as well, which is
he's looking excellent with tyre life compared to the two quadrifolios ahead of him. If you're joining us for the first time, you wouldn't think that Tombo was a controller driver.
He's definitely one of the smoother controller drivers out there. He seems to have wheel and pedal like tyre wear in most of the time, so it's definitely, as his lap times just drop into the 42s momentarily,
Corbin was grinding up against the curbstone on the exit of the final chicane, and that's just eked away about 3 or 4 tenths into Scooter's favour going through turn 2, and yeah, Corbin fighting maybe a losing battle here. And I think if Apex didn't have the best of laps last lap, but I think Apex might even be able to potentially catch him.
Looks like Apex may have clipped the wall there as we almost did it again.
Okay, maybe Apex won't catch Corbin. Maybe
maybe Adam will. It looks like yeah, Apex having a forgettable drive. No, I didn't mention Adam at all. You can't prove anything. Who do I want to talk about next? Anyway, let me know in the chat who you want to crash. Let me know, and I'll say their name and it'll happen.
Well, just having a look at CJ Pup. He's a couple laps out from his pit stop, and he has not made up a lot of time on Dragon.
Yeah, and his lap times are definitely not what they should be on a fresh set of tyres. But the occasion might be getting to CS Pup there. He might have just panicked and dove for the tyres, and they're not doing what he anticipated they would do. So
are we trying to say that maybe the damn Hexicans have hired the Ferrari strategist for this round?
Oh, well, I'm not saying that Ferrari had anything to do with it, but it does smell like Ferrari had something to do with it. Let's put it that way. But Squiddy has not decided to use that strategy, so maybe some independent thinking has happened, and maybe that's not the best thing.
Anyway, we'll run through the field. We're 18 laps into the 26 lap race we've got here. Seckers has just very slowly but very casually just driven out a 3-second lead in first place, running his personal best lap on lap 17 and only being about 3 1,000ths of a second off it. Next time by, we've got Showman in second place, and the second of the quadrifolios. Major sponsor there, Easy Clean, I believe, for that team. With Tombo 25 in the Drive 25 Sim Sport, sponsored by Hybrid Ag. That is the top 3 so far.
Yeah, Corbin coming up in 4th place in one of the other Drive 25 Motorsport Hybrid Ag sponsored vehicles, as he just runs wide. And I can't say drivers' names anymore. I can't handle the pressure. Scooter in the privateer entry there, and followed then by Squiddy in the AMS Excavation Dam Hexagons entry.
7th place goes to Apex Humper again for the Drive 25 squad, with CR Super Dragon driving for the team Dodgy Racing. I believe your main sponsor is still 180 Embroidery, is that correct?
Correct, sir.
That is correct. And I'm guessing, and those guys bring out some pretty good merch. I've seen some stuff come out from them lately. Would I be correct in saying that?
Yep, and they look after our team shirts as well. All the sponsored teams drivers get a shirt, and that comes out of 180 Embroidery as well. So yeah, and if you're feeling a bit chilly this winter, let them hook you up for a wheel-to-wheel hoodie as well.
And next guy on the list was Adam V10, but he has also managed to find himself into the pit stops, listening to the Ferrari strategists. That is plonked him out almost dead last behind CJ Pup, again running the AMS Excavation car of the damn Hexicans.
And then Urgent PD, they're bringing up the rear of the field there in the Future Motorsport entry there, subbing in for Zoo, and looking like his tyres are fresh as a daisy. Like, Unbelievable tyre wear from Urgent.
Should set him up pretty well for his race proper later on this evening. If he can maintain this level of tyre wear.
Looks like Tombo's dropped off the pace a little bit here. So 4-second gap to Showman to Tombo. So Tombo might be trying to conserve a little bit of tyre and consolidate his podium position.
Yeah, as times have started to drop off a little bit, he's now back into the 43s compared to Showman and Seckers, who are still running, we'll call it 42s. 41s, yeah. 42s for those guys.
Seckers has done his first 42 in like 10 laps. Every other lap's been a 41. So,
and
tyres are certainly starting to suffer.
Corbin's still managing to maintain 4th position. God knows how with that tyre wear, but Scooter and Squiddy not really being able to capitalise with the better rubber against Corbin. So maybe the hold on 4th position maybe just be that little bit stronger for Corbin as we come to the last 5 or 6 laps of this race.
I think in the last sort of 5 laps, I think that gap should close up as Corbin's tyres are really going to start to suffer. His lap times are going to drop, whereas the other 2 guys behind him are going to be able to maintain a more solid pace. I would expect both Scooter and Squiddy to get past Corbin by the end of the race. But Seckers out in front and doing it well, showing the field a clean pair of heels so far in the Scuderia Quadrifoglio. Easy clean entry, teammate in behind him for a formation finish. It's looks like those guys are in the driver's seat at the moment, and Tombo in for another great result as well.
Yeah, Seckers channeling is in a Craig Lowndes there. I'm going to put that down to why he's got the 888. I'm sure he'll tell me later on that that's hopefully that's the case. But yeah, Seckers, I believe he's start to finish has led this race. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, he was on pole, so it's flag to flag at the moment. And pretty sure he won the first race as well. So going for the clean sweep for Scuderia Quadrifoglio. We had a clean sweep at the mountain last week from Goat.
No, we didn't.
And no, Tombo won one, didn't he?
That's correct.
Yeah, so
I think Goat was a clean sweep the week before.
That's right, clean sweep the week before. And we looks like we're going to get another clean sweep this week. But there's still some time to go. There's still a few laps left, so there's plenty of time for adventures to happen.
And I hate to say it, but I think Adam may have done a Untouchables and is just decided to park her up in the pits for the rest of the race. Famously or infamously spat the dummy at Spa myself, and I think Adam V10 is just going to pack it up and look forward to next weekend.
Scooter's given Corbin, looks like he's going to try and go the outside. Brave move. Squid's jumping in too. It's on for Young and Old back here in 4th, 5th and 6th.
Oh, Corbin's wide. Squiddy is going to benefit the most.
A little bit of nudge, nudge, wink, wink here, or 3 wide in the first corner, and Squiddy's came out the winner there.
Corbin is battling a bit of damage. Well, he was battling a bit of damage on the left front corner. That has since repaired itself, but old faithful Squiddy, Lord and Saviour of the league, is up into 4th spot. And Scooter 82 just running over the high side of the curb there out of the exit of the corner, and that's going to give Corbin a look down the inside. Thinks better of it.
Yeah, you can really tell Corbin's struggling with tyre wear in those heavy braking zones and in the corners. So the guys are just pulling away from him on the corner exit now. So that's Squiddy and Scooter clear of Apex, and Dragon and... Sorry, clear of Corbin. Dragon and Apex are having a little battle down here for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, Dragon's managed to find himself ahead of Apex. Jeez,
the guys that look like they're going to be... This looks like about where they're sort of going to finish, I think. 3 laps to go. We've got Seckers, Showman, Tombo on the podium. Squiddy pulling away from Scooter and putting in personal best sectors on lap 23. Corbin struggling with tyres. Dragon.
Well, Tombo was cutting grass, and he managed to save the day, or live to fight another day. Would you be surprised with the gappings across the field, Viper, or were we expecting maybe a bit more pack racing?
Oh, I think that the guys who are obviously the most consistent guys are gonna do well at this track. I mean, penalties, mistakes are penalised very heavily here, so running off on the grass, clipping a wall. If you can avoid doing that, even if you're not necessarily the fastest, you're going to do well at this track. So I'm not surprised that there's big gaps, because we've seen a lot of spins and a lot of wall hits and a lot of mistakes made. So I don't think it's because the racing's not close. I think it's just the harshness of making a mistake here has spread out the field.
And Seckers is just kicking on with his drive, at to 5 seconds. And same with Showman as well.
Another 41 on lap 23. Just doing 41s for fun.
Yeah, the Quadrifoglio, the team to beat this weekend in Division 1. These guys have definitely unlocked the secrets to the Red Bull Junior. And I think a lot of the teams will be watching the race footage over the next fortnight when we go to our next Red Bull race. Couldn't tell you where that was, Viper. Maybe you could allude that.
Oh, I think it's in Magnicor.
Largo Maggiore.
Maggiore, that's it.
Yeah, West Track, I believe.
Yes. But my personal favourite race that we're going to do this round, I think, is going to be Monza in these cars. I think that is going to be a fun race in these little weapons.
I think, yeah, I think that will be our pack race of the season, Monza, with these cars. Inking their roots to Formula racing on a track that is, some would say, a little bit famous for Formula racing.
Certainly famous in Gran Turismo for first corner shenanigans. That's for sure.
I don't think you're going to be able to discount Road Atlanta as a great track for these Red Bulls for the first time in our calendar as well.
Oh, I think that track is going to be very, very eventful. Looking forward to that one as well. Lots of undulating corners and off-camber corners that can really catch you out easily. It's going to be an adventure around there, that's for sure.
Yeah, good to see a new iterate or a new track to the franchise make its way onto our calendar, and then I think we'll maybe looking a bit too far ahead to next season, but I think we've also got the reimagination of Grand Valley coming up as well for season 14.
We'll have to wait and see, but that's definitely a beautiful reimagination of one of the original tracks. It's if you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely should. It's a lot of fun, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the calendar for next season.
Anyway, we're on the final lap of this race. We're 26 laps in. I think we're
Seca's showing a clean pair of heels here with a 5.5 second lead coming into the last lap. He's lapped Urgent, and looks like we are going to have a 1-2 Scuderia Quadrifoglio.
Adam, if you're still there and if you can still hear me, mate, drop it out on track. Finish, cross the line for us. Come on, mate.
I think he might be a couple of beers deep by now, so I think he's exited the vehicle, he's back in the trailer, and he's cracked the beer fridge. So,
but it's been a show. It's been a showcasing drive from Seckers and Showman. Both,
certainly a clinic.
Kept their noses clean, led from the front from start to finish, and were able to avoid the battles. And coming across the finish line is Seckers 888, takes the win, commanding victory of about 5 seconds from Showman. In second place, Tombo manages to cross the line in third. In between those guys there was Urgent PD, unfortunately.
Corman has made his way back past Squid. Squiddy has made some kind of horrible error. He's gone from 4th to 6th. That's an eventful situation that we've missed there. But Dragon's going to come across to 7th place. Apex is in 8th.
He was right on Super Dragon's backside, but he's gone.
Yeah, and CS Pup, one of the pit stop runners, they're finishing in 9th. But finishing on the lead lap, so very very good effort from CS Pup to finish in 9th in Division 1 for his debut.
Apex Humper capping off maybe not the best race he's had so far, and just giving the car a little bit of a fishtail over the finish line.
But neither of the Div 1 division leaders there have had a great round there, with PLE Goat having a disconnect of some kind in race 2 while being in a strong position, and Apex having a ordinary finish by his standards in race 2 as well. So
KZ just maybe short of happy for the results for his team tonight, and we'll be shouting his drivers some champagne for the performance this week or this weekend.
Yes, I'm sure that the corks will be popping in the Scuderia Quadrifoglio garage as they celebrate a 1-2 finish and a spanking of the field, one would say.
Yes, Showman and KZ, they share their seat, don't they? They are the other of our part-time pairing, is that correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So yeah, great result there for KZ and Showman in their shared drive, and Seckers, who's very big, very, very competitive in Division 1. So don't sleep on Seckers for the second half of the season for the Division 1 title. Might make a late run.
Okay, and just a quick results update there. So we do have, what do we have, a 44.16 on that time. I think that was a pretty cracking time. I think he did better than he did in the first race, Seckers.
Yeah, they were 41s almost every lap there for 26 laps. So, yeah, great driving there from Seckers.
Yeah, faultless drive just from Scuderia Quadrifoglio, full stop. I don't think they put a foot wrong that whole round, and some big points will be going their way if we can maybe just cap off the team's championship real quick, and we'll sign off for the second race of the evening.
Teams, you say. Let's see what we've got for teams here. Sorry about that, Viper. We do have Drive 25 currently on top for the team scores, with Scuderia a close second. I dare say this may see Scuderia jump up. We've got Team Dodgy Racing in third position, CP Motorsports in fourth, that are sort of knocking on the door to TDR, but with Goat's disconnect this week, we may not actually see them move up too much. Followed by 13R Autosports, Damn Hexicans, and Future Studios Racing rounding out the team leaderboard.
Yeah, looks like we've had a interesting race there, and we have got some interesting results team-wise as well as individually, and it's really going to set some cat amongst some pigeons. But that's going to be it for us, guys. We're going to see you guys next week, but stay tuned for the Div 2 race, which is coming up very soon, as Untouchables and I hit the track. We're going to hopefully replicate Scuderia's good result in our own race, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much, Viper, and we will, we'll catch you guys next week, and stay tuned.
Cheers, boys. Good night.